Today on Flex, we are blowing the whistle on setbacks and turning them into comebacks. He's the man in the middle of the field, keeping order when the game gets wild. A respected rugby referee and coach, a fitness enthusiast, and now a comeback king. Today we are talking to rugby referee Yore and finding out all about his journey, how he got into rugby refereeing, and of course his journey back to fitness. I am Diana Master, and this is another exciting episode of Flex, where we flex your muscles and your mind. And right after the break, Yore is going to be joining me to talk all about his journey. As I mentioned earlier, we are speaking to the man behind the whistle. Yore, how are you doing today?
Good and you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for joining us on Flex.
Pleasure.
All right. So tell us about who Yore is. Introduce yourself to our viewers.
I'm Yore Botha. Started as an athlete and then become a professional rugby referee.
Okay, a professional rugby referee. You said you were an athlete.
Yes.
What did you do?
I was an 800 meter athlete.
Whoa, yeah. Okay.
And actually did very well. I went to Sydney Games, Commonwealth Games. So yeah, I was quite an athlete. And then one day I decided I want to go back to rugby and became a referee because I was too small to play.
Oh. Okay, so that's how the journey started.
That's how the journey started.
Okay, you see somebody every day and you never know all these things about them.
Yeah.
That is insane. Okay, so you did briefly touch on how you became a rugby referee. It's because you're always too small and then now you decided, you know what, so you've always loved the sport.
I love the rugby.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was in primary school, I was in a Puma's Cranwick team, under 13, and that's where a year or two later, then size does matter. Size do matter then. And then you're the smallest on the field, and then it's not always lucky to get tackled by the big guys.
Yeah, I
so
can
I became a
imagine.
referee.
Okay, so what was your journey like to becoming a referee? What was the endurance, the training? What did that process look like?
Sure. In the beginning, everybody thinks that you just take a whistle and you go and you start refereeing. It's actually such hard work. For the first 6 months when I started hitting the panels in South Africa, I was on camps in Cape Town, Stellenbosch, and then it's 3 times a day that you practice.
Jeez.
But then you still write your exams. If you want to break through that barrier to become a professional referee, that's the steps, unfortunately, you need to take.
Oh my goodness.
And at the end of the day, when you wipe your eyes open or keep your eyes open, time already passed, and then you're 12 years in the refereeing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Has it been 12 years for you?
12 years.
Oh my goodness. Okay, what's one thing that people misunderstand about rugby referees?
We just human as well.
Okay.
We do make mistakes. We have 2 eyes. We are also just human.
You're just human, and we love to cuss you guys out.
Yeah. It's always the referee. It's always the referee.
Yeah, like you said, the rest guys, they only have 2 eyes.
Yeah.
They only have 2 eyes. So think about that before you cuss out the referee.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you mentally prepare before a high stakes match?
So everybody thinks again, that you just pack your bag the next morning and there you go on a Saturday morning. So me, myself, start on a Tuesday already, looking at the internet, find games of the 2 teams played against other teams, see what their strong points are, what are their weak points are, what type of team are they, do they like running the ball, do they like kicking the ball, do they like scrumming, do they like mauling, all those type of things. So you need to know your teams very, very well. And then the second thing is you need to know the coach as well.
Okay.
So sometimes some coaches will hide behind the scenes. They don't want to be seen. But other coaches are next to the field
and they want to be present. They're present. Yes.
So you need to know how to handle certain situations as well.
Oh my goodness. I never knew that. Like you're saying, I genuinely just thought you guys just rock up with your whistle and you run and you follow the ball.
If it was only.
If only we're like that, but it's not. Yeah. What's one game you will not forget and why?
Okay, so just after COVID, it was still bubble. So in South Africa now, then the varsities played over a few days. So it wasn't every Monday, it was from the Friday to the Monday night. So they played 2 games or 2 rounds.
Okay.
So I had the privilege of refereeing the final between Fort Air and Walter Sisulu universities. It's a smaller, at Fort there, it's a small little university village in the mountains. There's nothing, it's just students.
Okay.
And we rock up there, and 80 minutes later and 25,000 people later.
Whoa.
Yeah, Fort Air won the game on their home soil. And it was a week. In that week, the head coach passed away. So it was just, I still get goosebumps
when you talk about it. Oh my goodness.
And then when I blow the end whistle, it was just
the emotion.
student. Yeah, emotion. It was very, very.
Oh my goodness. All right, so you said it's been 12 years for you. How many of those years did you spend in South Africa, and how many of those were here in Namibia?
11 years in South Africa. 11 years in South Africa, and then it's my first year here now.
Okay.
But out of that 11 years, I must say, of just traveling from Hong Kong to Australia to Canada for reffing, I must say, if I must take that 11 years, 3 of that 11 years was almost on the road.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I need to see your passport. You just have stamps. That's
right.
amazing.
Yeah.
I aspire for my passport to look like your passport.
It's not always fun. You miss a lot of your family and stuff. But it's you picked up your. I always say you committed. If you commit to something, you will finish it.
Yeah, you will finish
it's
it.
Unfortunately, life.
Which country would you say you enjoyed the most, and why?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that?
During the day, nothing happens in that town. Okay. It's business, but at night, when the sun goes down, it becomes a market village.
The vibes.
The vibes.
Welcome back to Flex. We are still with the referee who's been in the game for 12 years.
12 years.
That is insane. You know, I'm only 16, so that's like 12 years, you know. That's a long time. That's most of my lifetime. I'm joking. But anyway, now we're talking about your injury. Yeah. Tell us what happened on the day you got injured. What was happening? How did you manage to get yourself injured?
That is a story. I'm also a coach, a rugby coach, and we were busy training, and we were busy doing the fence drills. Mm-hmm. And I was standing there with a tackle bag, and 2 guys came and they tackled me, and my foot stood still, and then my knee and everything twisted.
Oh!
And you know that moment of, I didn't even feel the pain. I just heard.
And you knew.
Yeah, and you know that muscle tore and the bone.
Oh!
Yeah, so then I was still fine. I walked, you won't believe me, I walked a week before I went to the doctor.
Are you serious?
A week with that.
So wait, when you actually got injured, yes, there was no pain?
No pain. I didn't feel anything.
And you went home, all is fine and dandy. You're walking around.
Yeah, the third day I felt, yes, swelling is there. Something is not lekker. So, yeah, then I realized, okay, maybe I need to go to a doctor. And I was in South Africa when it happened.
Oh, so my goodness.
The whole week there, I was on a training camp for Africa refereeing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I am in shock. I think if I just heard immediately, before I even felt it, I'm like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah. That is insane. All right, so then now you come back and then you decide to go get it checked out. Yes. What did the doctor say?
He looked at me and he said, what is happening? What is wrong with you? You should have been on crutches. Already, operation, already. And I'm like, but I don't feel it.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, that time of my career, of the season.
Of the season, jeez. Okay, because you know what? They usually say the adrenaline. It makes, like, you don't feel the pain because of the adrenaline. But I'm surprised that for 3 whole days, you were just walking around fine and dandy.
Yeah, I was hopping along, but it wasn't like...
It wasn't like life-threatening, like, oh my goodness, I cannot even walk.
No.
That is insane. All right, so now talk to us about the procedure. What did they do? What did the doctor say? What happened?
So when I arrived, I said, listen, I'm sore. I need to get fixed because I'm reffing this weekend a big game. Where we're sitting actually.
You're giving me a headache with the story.
Yeah, and then he said, you're not going to walk for the next 6 to 12 weeks. And I'm like, why? And then he showed me. So I broke 2 bones in my here on the side into my foot, and all my ligaments around my ankle off. I've teared it off. Yeah.
And this is the man who wanted to immediately go into refereeing
Yeah.
that weekend. He said to the doctor, fix me up because I need to be refereeing a big game this weekend.
Yes.
No, I think we need to get you checked out because how did you even manage that? Okay, so how did you feel physically and then obviously emotionally during recovery? Because like you're saying, in your mind it wasn't anything too big. You were going to be back in the game this weekend immediately, and then now to hear that news that you're going to be out for 6 to 12 weeks.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I must say it was one of my longest injuries that I had in my rugby career. And when I heard it, I'm like, not now.
Not now.
And after the procedure in the hospital and stuff, they said to me, old lady, you know, sometimes things happen in strange ways. The old lady came to me and said, remember, there's always bigger things, because I think she could have seen, yes, this guy
He's out. He's
out.
down and out.
And then, so I always believe everything happens for a reason. So we'll take it from there.
We'll take it from there. Were there any moments that you probably thought, okay, this is it, I'm done for?
No, the morning when I woke up, the first night in the hospital, the next morning, I said, okay, it's that time of my career.
Oh, where I hang up the boots.
It's 12 years, enough. But now I'm going to go for another 4. I never know.
You never know. Okay. What role did your family, your friends play in supporting this recovery journey? Because I can imagine it probably wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't. I must say, I think my family, the day the doctor said everything can come off, well,
Phew.
yeah, because I'm one of those guys, I don't want help. So I struggled, and my house got steps. So it's up
and down and up and down.
So
oh my goodness.
that was actually my workout each day.
Oh.
Going up and down, and then
On crutches.
you heard that word. Everybody heard me from mouth coming from a mouth. So,
Okay, all right. But how are you feeling now? How has the physiotherapy been? How has the recovery period been?
I must say the recovery period actually went a lot quicker than I thought it would have been. Even the physio is very happy. She said I'm doing outstanding, but I can still feel a day or two. There was a little niggle.
It's not where it's supposed to be yet.
Yet. So training sessions is it's tough. Because I'm used to going out for 2-hour training session, doing my lines, doing fitness, doing all that. Now, just between 30 and 45 minutes.
And you're like, okay, it's done.
Then my leg says, enough is enough.
Enough is enough. And I think it's absolutely important. Here on Flex, we always preach listening to your body. Yes, mentally, sometimes there are these barriers that we put in our minds, but then most of the times we do need to listen to our body when your body says, this is enough. Because you don't want to risk hurting yourself and then being out again.
And what you said is actually so important, and hopefully the viewers takes it to the heart now. We always think of tomorrow. My thing was about tomorrow I need to rest. But we don't think about 10, 15 years from now when you have grandchildren or small ones in the house and you can't walk or run after them because your leg is or your arm
up. Yes.
So it's very, very important.
That is absolutely profound. That is very, very profound. Okay, so now what does your daily routine look like? Actually, walk us through your routine before you got injured and then now as you're injured and as you're in recovery.
Okay, so my routine is 4:30, wake up, go to the gym, or jog to the gym, I'd rather say it that way.
Wow, okay.
Have a gym session, then come back, go to work, full days of work. 5 o'clock, jog to the gym or to the field at United, and then I do my
drills.
At
4:30 a.m.
And at night I will study laws.
My goodness, you are a busy man, sir.
I need to do something.
You are proof that what you do with your 24 hours, you can do a lot more. If you think you're doing enough with 24 hours, I'm thinking I don't have enough hours in the day, but you're proving that there's more than enough hours in the day. How do you rest? When do you rest?
At night. No, I don't know, I think with all the rugby and things, when I was, say, younger or previous, when it's like South Africa and you travel, you do your game at night, you go to your dinner, then you get your match feedback.
Okay.
And then you go watch your game. So sometimes 3, 4, or 2, 3 in the morning, you're still busy analyzing your game because you need to be ready for the next day's game.
Jeez.
And you need to give feedback to your coaches that goes with you. Yeah, so I think that put me in where I am now. Things need to happen in certain times.
So you're very disciplined, you would say that.
Yes, you get that mornings and you say, not today.
Not today.
You get that nights that when you talk to United and Nicholas looks better. you do get that.
Yeah, I think there are those days.
But there's a time in the season where you as a referee or as a person, and I think it is in all sports like that you need to decide. Now I need to go bring out the big guns. For example, you need to stick of how your body reacts and how you want to be on that Saturday or on that Friday night game or whatever.
And like we were saying earlier, again, it all starts here.
Mind over matter.
Mind over matter. All right. So now that we've gotten a little bit of insight into your journey, your injury, and how you're recovering, now we do need to see some of these exercises or mobility work that has helped you get back into shape, getting your foot back to where it was before. So we're going to step out to where you thrive the most, which is the field.
Yeah.
All right,
actually,
viewers. Yeah? You're excited?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So viewers, stick around. We will be stepping onto the field shortly with Yore and seeing how we can also recover. Maybe you're suffering from the same injury. Maybe it's different, but let's stick around and see. All right, welcome back, viewers. So now we are not necessarily on the field, kind of, sort of. We are using the stairs because our coach / ref here is going to lead us through some stretches, which I have to say is right on time because I'm suffering from DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. For like the last few days, I couldn't walk properly, and I feel like I pulled something in my calf. So these exercises or these stretches are going to come in handy.
Just I have a clicking noise when I stretch. That is where the legs. So viewers, sorry for that.
Please don't hurt yourself.
No, I'm fine. I'm
okay,
fine.
all right. Okay, cool. So now you can lead us through the
Okay, so the first step we're gonna do. Okay, this is now my weak leg or the injured leg. Put your toes or half of your foot on the steps, and you're just gonna extend full and keep it there for like 5 seconds, and then go down. So that is just like the fuser said, to get that muscle, because I shorten it when I combined.
Oh, I see.
So,
okay.
And then up again, and you will, it feels like everything is steering again, but but it's just to make it stronger and longer again.
Okay. So we're lengthening.
Yeah. And down.
I am feeling it in this one, but I feel like I'm going to feel it more
and the other
on
side.
the other side because that's
And up.
where I feel the pain.
And down. And last one, and then we'll change legs. Up.
Oh!
Your injured side. And down. Okay, and then just roll it a bit.
This is all real.
All real, yeah. It's not someone
not
sitting here.
faking it.
Yeah. Okay, and up.
This is the side.
Yeah, the most important thing that people with an injury must always remember to do it with both legs or both arms or both, because like the physio said, if you don't do it, your one leg will develop more than your other leg.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So
it's just like with your workouts as well.
Yeah.
If you're doing bicep curls, you can't just do them on
One.
one side.
and you get that people who only does the arms or legs and then the upper or lower body.
It's not. Oh, okay. I'm feeling it. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Okay. Don't skip leg day. Don't skip arm day.
And last one, and up. So the most important of this exercise or stretches is don't wait too much time before you carry on with the next one.
Okay.
Because if with an injury like this, they want to keep your muscle warm and then stretch it out.
Nice.
Not to get warm, cold, that is the problem. Okay, next one we're gonna walk a little bit further in. So it's like you day by day walking steps.
Okay.
But we need to walk at least 5 steps up with one leg. So you're gonna walk, stretch, put your leg down, and up and up.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So and then you just keep and up, and that's just to put all the
weight on the one side.
yeah. And then one more. You will see my leg goes like that.
You're still getting your balance.
Still getting that balance. Okay, and then walk down is very important. So you heel first and keep your, like the leg that we did now, keep it at the back.
Okay.
Because now we stretch it like this, now we're stretching it backwards.
Okay.
Okay, so down and then keep it there. Sure.
You're feeling it?
Yeah. So this is a very important one because overextending it is also not the best. And see if you get it or for me at the third one it already feels better.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now other leg.
Other leg. Okay.
Okay, now we need to go up with this one, yes. No, I'm wrong, sorry. I'm up.
Yeah, I am feeling it.
So it must actually feel like a cramp later on.
Okay.
It must get warm, crampy, like you're doing a marathon or yeah.
Or jumping rope, because
My balance is terrible.
It's fine. We'll extend you some grace.
Okay, turn around. And see this basic stretches actually. Oh, mine. Oh, I'm late. Sorry. Again, get confused.
Yeah. The coordination.
That one. Okay. Okay, it's fine. And well, it's important for your body also to have enough recovery time. So after that, go for, if you can, physio is always good, especially if you're in that recovery period, at least still go once a week.
Okay.
Even if the physio say you're fine, you can go. Just go that once a week to make sure everything
is proper.
Because what happens a lot is you only do one leg and you exercise your one leg or your one arm and stuff, and then your other leg, while you were injured, overcompensate to carry the weight and things. So it's just like that, and then that happens also to your other leg. Okay, then the next exercise is an easy one, just on the outside of your shoe, about 10 steps.
Okay.
But that's, okay, for me, that's one. You will see, yeah, it gets me. I look like a crab. Okay, and then, you see.
Yep. Okay, so we
just, yeah. So that just helps now the outside of your muscles on my foot now, or our feet, just to get that balance when you're running, because the ground is uneven.
good stretching.
That's actually, because it does go all the way back. Same one, and then the next one looks terrible, but I need to do it.
Yeah, this one does mess with your balance.
Yeah. So the next one we're going to do is look. Remember that story, Timothy Dragon?
Yes.
When he walks?
Yes.
We're going to walk like that now.
Okay.
So it's knees together, and then yeah, I always say the fish say Timothy Dragon. I don't know why, but it looks like I went to Google it.
It feels so funny. Oh my goodness.
But you can feel in the outside of your ankles.
Yes.
It's
yes.
working a lot.
Oh wow. That's insane.
Okay, and back.
Okay. This feels like some sort of weird dance.
They're developing a dance here. Timothy dance.
Yes. We'll call it the DJ dance.
Yeah.
I know you already.
Okay, and that is the most important one for that. And then normally I just do my field work. It's like 5 meter lines, running backwards, So I run forward and then just back
Paddle
pedal.
back, okay.
So to get that ankle,
So how it looks is basically just run.
just back pedal, but in a triangle. So your muscles on the outside also work. So you're running this way, for example, and then backwards this way, like a triangle, yeah.
Okay, I see.
So your muscles work on the inside and then the outside.
Okay, that is absolutely amazing. Yore, thank you so very much.
Thank you for
joining us.
having me.
It was absolutely fantastic. We wish you all the best with your recovery. We'll be
Yes.
seeing you again soon, running up and down, and people will pretty soon be cussing you out again.
Again, still
Cussing you out.
Yes.
All right, viewers, this has been another exciting episode of Flex. Today, we actually got to flex our muscles a lot more than we normally do. A big thank you once again
Thank
to
you.
Yore for joining us. And of course, we'll be seeing you again next time on Flex, where we flex your muscles and your mind.